Today's Jordan Peterson rule is plan and work diligently to maintain the romance in your relationships. Of course, I'm speaking on this because I'm an expert on romance. Actually, I'm not. And you know why? It's because I'm a guy. And guys don't really care. But I think we could use this as a way of talking about friendship, because I think this rule ultimately says work to maintain your friendships. And guess what? Almost nobody does that. First of all, I'm going to screen share because there are some things I could show you. I can prove to you that yesterday we did listen to people. Today, plan and work diligently to maintain them, et cetera, et cetera. Now, here's what C.S. Lewis says about friendship. To the ancients, friendship seemed the happiest and most fully human of all loves, the crown of life in the school of virtue. The modern world, in comparison, ignores it. Why is that? Aristotle says, friendship is a virtue or involves virtue. Further, it is most necessary for our life. For no one would choose to live without friends, even if he had all the other goods. Now, that's certainly true. Lewis also points out that we don't need friendship the way we need the other goods or the necessities of life, the way we need shelter or air or food or so forth. But we do need friendships, otherwise our life is meaningless. Philia, the love of friends, is key to the meaning of our lives and to everything we do, in a way. If you think of it that way, marriage is the best form of friendship. People haven't always thought of marriage in that way, but I think it is, and I think we're right to think of it that way, we moderns. Also, if you think about something like The Lord of the Rings, which is about so many deep things, but it is also deeply about the value of friendship and loyalty. Now, Jordan Peterson says work to maintain these things. Romance, well, work to maintain your friendships. Because some of you don't have romance in your lives because some of you are not married or you don't have boyfriends or girlfriends. And the other thing that we all lack, I think, is true fellowship in the church, a true sense of community, real communion, real like-mindedness in our parishes. Because if there's 100 people in Mass with you on a Sunday, there's probably 100 different people worshiping 100 different gods if it's a typical suburban parish. I'm tough on the Catholic Church, but you know what? I love it. And so I'm tough on it because it falls so far shy of what it should. But that's just an aside. But I can do that because that's what Jordan Peterson does. He does what I do. He just starts talking. So I can do that too. Anyway, this is my point. My point is we lack community. And so my sending out these emails to you as a group is one way of kind of building it. I used to have something called the virtual parish that some of you were involved in. Drove me nuts after a while because it became too much like a real parish. But it was a group of us who met on the internet and tried to support one another and so forth. We were putting work into our friendships and into our community. But think about this. How many friends do you have who, if you don't call them, they don't call you? How many friends do you have that you might reach out to them via text or message or email and they almost never? Now, some of you are going to feel guilty because I email like crazy and you're telling me, I'm sorry, I'm not emailing you back. I'm not picking on you. What I'm saying is, in general, if you value a friend, work at that relationship. It's more important than anything else in your life. Your marriage, your family, your friends, more important than anything but God. And God is our friend. John 15:15, I no longer call you slaves, I have called you friends. Aristotle did not understand that we could be friends with God and God would be friends with us. That's crazy. It's a crazy thought. No wonder he didn't understand it. He thought the disparity between God and man was too great for there to be anything resembling friendship, that you had to be equals or close to being equal if you were to be friends. And yet, The shocking revelation. That's one of the most shocking things in all of Scripture. I have called you friends. But that also means what St. Francis said, from friendship learn faith. If friendship is that important to God that he becomes friends with us, well, therefore, our friendships with others are very important. And friendship is a key to faith because friendship is love, ultimately. And faith working through love is what we should be all about. Hey, see, I'm pretty good at this. And I'm romantic.
I'm romantic because I can speak with a French accent. You know what I'm saying? Goodbye until tomorrow. Mon ami, meaning my friends.